this gentle movement session. Today for this session we simply need a mat and enough space to reach out our arms in either direction in front of us or behind. You might also wish to have a cushion or a block just to support you in your movements, maybe while you're sitting or kneeling. And if you have any pain during these exercises, then please do either stop or adapt in order to avoid any further discomfort or any injury. It's your responsibility just to make sure that you are looking after your joints and benefiting from these exercises. So please do take care when you're doing them. Let's get started. So we're going to start by connecting with the breath as usual. So if you want to just take a comfortable seat, you can be kneeling or sitting, you can be using a cushion or a block. You're going to place one hand on the chest if that feels comfortable and another on the stomach. And we're just going to take a moment, if you feel like closing your eyes you can, just to notice what's happening with the breath. We're not trying to change the breath, but maybe take 10 breaths here and just focus on where we're sending the breath. So is your hand on your stomach moving or your hand on your chest? Are the breaths slow or fast? Maybe they're quite shallow. And if you feel your mind is wandering, just bring it back to the breath. There's nowhere else you need to be right now. Just focusing on the breath. And we're going to take 2 more breaths here. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and go back into the normal space. We're going to do our first movement sitting, and then we're going to move into standing. So the first movement is cat-cow, which you may be familiar with. So I'm going to just turn sideways on so that you can see the movement better, but you don't need to move. So wherever you're sitting or kneeling, you can place your hands on your knees if you're cross-legged. If you're kneeling, you can place them on the floor or on your knees. And we're going to just be moving our spine into flexion and extension. So in order to initiate the movement, when we're breathing, we're elongating the spine up when we breathe in, and then as we breathe out, we are moving into our range of motion. So for this first movement, as we breathe in, we're elongating our spine, but we can also lift the chin a little and bring the chest forwards. And then as we exhale, we're going to drop the chin and then allow the chest to kind of hollow out and push our back backwards away from us. And again, in the opposite direction, we're breathing in, lifting the chin, and the chest comes forwards so that you can see an arch in the back. And then as you exhale, drop the chin and push the back out towards the wall behind you. And try to keep the movement nice and slow and controlled. We're not rushing. So breathing in, chin up, chest forward. Breathing out, chin drops and hollow out the chest. See how far apart you can get your shoulder blades. Not forcing the action, but we want to allow some kind of gentle mobilisation of the shoulders and the spine. So let's do 2 more. Make sure that you link the breath with the movement. So breathing in, lifting the chin, pushing the chest forwards. Maybe squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then breathing out, the opposite motion, drop the chin, and the spine goes back. When you're ready, we'll come back to the middle. And as I said, we'll need to stand now. So if you want to come to standing, I'm going to show you the first set of movements, which we're basically going to link. And there will be some options for movement of the arms overhead, which you won't be able to see my hands for, so I'm going to have to adjust as we go along. So we're doing 4 movements that will interlink to make a sequence, and we'll go through each of them one at a time, but gradually adding in a new movement. So the first movement is a lateral flexion. So if you stand with your feet about hip width apart, they can be a bit closer if you've got very good balance, but I quite like at this time of the day to have my feet hip width apart. And when we have our arms resting, they should be nice and relaxed by our sides. We don't need them to be kind of up near our shoulders, near our ears. So we're nice and relaxed. And we're going to do the first movement, which is lateral flexion, so side bending. And we're going to link it with the breath. So as we breathe in, we're elongating upwards. And then as we exhale, we're going to take the right hand and just slide it down the side of the right leg so that we're feeling a stretch on the left side of the body. If you're feeling a pinch on the right side, then just come back up a little bit. And then as we exhale, as we inhale, we're coming back up to the start position. And then again, we'll go in the opposite direction as we exhale. So left hand slides down the left side of the body. You can let your head drop a little if it feels comfortable. If it doesn't, just try to keep it in line with the spine. So we breathe in as we come back up and exhale. Let's go again down the right side with the right hand. See how far you can get your fingers. Breathing in to the middle, out to the left. So you're feeling your muscles working a little bit as well. So now we're going to, that's our first movement. So we're going to be moving into lateral flexion. In between each of these, like going left and right, we're going to introduce a little bit of spinal extension. So all we need to do for that is to rotate the arms so that the palms come forward. And you can bring your arms out to the side if that feels good. It's up to you. So let's try that movement. So just rotating the palms out to the sides. You can lift the arms a little bit, but we really want to just see how far we can rotate them and let the chest kind of lift to follow and allow a bit of extension of the spine. Let's link it in. So let's start with lateral flexion. So breathing in to extend the spine, breathing out. Right hand goes down the right leg. Breathing in, back to the middle. Left arm goes to the left side. Breathing in, back to the middle. Spinal extension, so palms rotate, breathing in, lift the chest, and then breathing out, let's try a forward fold. So we're going to we can let our arms just kind of hang loose, we can have bend in the knees, we're just going to see how far we can get into a forward fold. So your hands may touch the floor, they may not, it's fine either way. And then if we come back up, we're just going to roll our spine back up to a standing as we breathe in. So the forward fold is really just the opposite motion of the extension. We're just kind of allowing the body to fold forwards and then breathing in to come up. So let's try that again. So I'm going to turn and face the wall to my right here to make this a little bit easier to stop me from turning. So the right hand, so we're breathing in and up. And then as we breathe out, the right hand goes down the right side. Breathing in to come back up. The left hand goes down the left side. Breathing in to come back up. We're lifting the chest and palms are turned up towards the sky. Breathing out, we're folding forwards. Nice and easy. We don't want to feel too much of a stretch in the hamstrings and the back, but we just want enough mobility to just feel the movement. And then as we breathe in, we're coming back up. You can roll up if that feels good, or you can hinge up if that feels better. Let's go again. So breathing in, elongate the spine. Breathing out, right hand down the right side of the body. Breathing in, back up. Left side. Breathing out. Breathing in, back to the middle. And lifting the chest and turning the palms up. Breathing out, we're folding forwards. Now that we're here, folding forwards, we're going to try and squat down to the floor. So if you can, rather than coming straight back up, we're going to curl up into a little ball. We've done this before. If you've got a block handy, it can go under the heels. Not sure how well you can see this in the video, but we're going to just prop our heels if we need to. But if we're in this kind of ball shape on the floor, we want our hands just to be resting in front of us, and we're up on our tiptoes, and our head can just rest kind of, if you can reach your knees, you can have your head to your knees, and you should feel a bit of a stretch in the back. If that's not comfortable, then you can skip that step, okay? So we're going to take a breath in to roll back up. So we'll put the heels down first and then breathing in, use our kind of unfurling to come back up to standing. So now we have our 4 movements in our sequence. We're going to repeat that 5 times. So the rhythm might take a little while to link all those together, but I'll give you some cues, but I'll try not to talk too much so that you can go at your own pace if you want. Okay, so let's start with a breath in. Remember to exhale as you move to the right. Breathe into the middle and out to the left. Breathing in, extend the spine, palms up. Breathing out, forward fold. You can take a moment, take a breath in. If you want, you can lift your head a little before you come down into the ball on your tiptoes as you exhale. And then breathing in, we're rolling back up. And then we start again. So right hand as we breathe out, slides down the right. Breathing into the middle. Left hand to the left. Extension, breathing in. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in here. And then exhale onto your tiptoes in a ball. And then breathing in, come back up. If you want to bring in any up arm movements so that your arms are overhead when you stretch up, maybe you interlace your fingers as you tilt to the side, you can. To the right and to the left. And then extend the spine. Breathing in. Exhale, forward fold. Breathing in. And then breathing out into the ball. Breathing in to return standing. The last 2 take at your own pace. So no cues from me. So last round, if you're ready. So once you're into the last ball pose on your tiptoes, you can make your way back to standing. And we'll meet standing. So I hope that you managed to follow that pattern. If you made up some moves on the way, it's fine. We just want to get a kind of like nice kind of flow to the movements and link them together. So might be one to practice in the week. Now we're going to move on to a little bit of balance work. So last week we didn't do much in terms of standing work, but today we are mostly standing. So you may have come across chair pose before, which in yoga is very much as it sounds. You stand with your feet at about hip width or narrower. You can have your feet side by side, and you're basically pushing your hips back, almost like in a hip hinge movement that we've done before, and raising your arms out and above your head so that your body forms a straight line. Now, if this kind of overhead arm position is not comfortable, then it's absolutely fine to have the arms crossed or even down by your sides, because the main focus of this is balance. So just some pointers for this one. You need to perhaps make sure that you can see your toes just in front of your knees. So we're not squatting so far down and having our knees kind of like taking all the weight. We're sitting back as though we're about to sit on a chair basically, and our arms are hopefully forming a straight line from our fingertips down to our bottoms. And once we're in chair pose, we're going to do some challenges for our balance. So the first one, when you're ready, and here is we're going to come up onto our tiptoes. Now, if it's too challenging to do both feet at the same time, I'm going to tilt the camera down. Then you can lift one foot at a time. So if I meet you there, if you want to take a break, if you're already in the position, we'll have about 5 seconds between each repetition, and we're going to challenge ourselves today. So when you're ready, take a nice deep breath and come into your chair pose. So sitting back onto your chair, lifting your arms if you feel comfortable. And then if you can, taking nice controlled breaths as you do this, you're going to lift the heels up, and we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels back down. And if you want, you can come into a forward fold just to relax a bit. Or you can just stand and kind of like shake out a little bit, whatever feels comfortable. So we'll repeat that one again. We're going to do 3 repetitions of this while we're here. So let's go again. Down into chair pose, we're sitting back. Arms can come up or they can be crossed at the chest. And the main aim is the balance. So let's lift those heels. And we're going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, heels down, take a break. We're not going to have long on this break, so make the most of it. So let's go for the next round. So back into your chair pose, 2 more. So we've got sitting back into the chair pose, arms up if that's comfortable, and lifting the heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax. You're doing great, well done. We've only got 1 more of these, and then I'm going to make it even more hard for you. So let's enjoy this last repetition of this set. So coming back into the chair pose again, sitting back, lifting the chest, and then lifting the heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. and we're back into relaxation. Okay, so when you're ready, we'll move on to the next movement. So we're going to vary up the challenge now. We're going to make it a little bit more difficult. So when we're in our chair pose, you don't need to do this yet, I'll demonstrate first. But when we're in our chair pose, we're going to lift one foot. And the idea will be to take a step, or rather to lift the foot and to tap somewhere away from where our foot would normally be. So ideally, that should be somewhere in front of you, or maybe out to the side. And it's really up to you where you want to do that. But we're challenging our balance on the supporting leg, and we're also challenging our strength there too. So if you want to take up a chair pose stance again, when you're ready, if you need a drink, have a drink. So we're going to enter into the chair pose when you're ready. So sitting back into your chair pose, and if you want to lift your arms, you can. If it feels easier, arms can be crossed over your chest. We're going to lift the left, peel the left foot off the floor, shift the weight onto the right foot, and peel the left foot off the floor, and just try to tap once with your toe somewhere in front of you. If you want to be fancy, you could tap in 2 places and then come back to 2 feet. And now we're not gonna take a break yet, okay? Stay right where you are. We're going to this time peel the right foot off the floor and tap the toes once, maybe twice, somewhere away from you. If you need some support, you can take a wall or chair. So stay in your chair pose. Let's go again. Peeling the left foot, tap the toe either in front, maybe to the side, maybe behind you if you're feeling fancy. And then back to chair pose. One more. Peeling the right foot, tap the toe somewhere to the front or the left or the right, maybe behind you, and then back to standing pose, and then you can relax. Maybe a forward fold, maybe a ball. So you should be feeling this in your legs, hopefully. So we're going to repeat this again. So we'll do one more on each foot here, okay? So if you're ready to go again, let's take up the chair pose. So we're sitting back. If you want your arms out in front or crossed at the chest, take your choice. And we're going to shift the weight onto the right foot, peel the left foot, and then when you're ready, tap your toe. You can do that twice, or maybe 3 times. Come back to chair pose. We're not stopping yet. So shift the weight to the left foot, peel the right toes off, and then tap. And when you're ready, back to chair pose. We have one more repetition on each foot. So shift the weight onto the right foot, the left toe taps. And both feet back, peel the right foot off, shift the weight onto the left foot. Last one. And then when you're ready, you can relax. That certainly tested my balance. I nearly lost myself on the last one. Okay, so the last exercise that we're going to do will involve being on the mat on the floor. So if you want to transition to lying or sitting on the mat, we're actually going to be lying down for this one. It's a bit of a boat pose exercise. So hopefully you've given your legs enough of a workout for now, but we're going to just focus on some kind of core work at the moment. So if you can watch first if you want, but boat pose is quite a common movement. So you're going to come to lie on your back on the mat, and we can have the palms facing down on the mat just for stability. And we're going to start with a a variation that kind of like increases in difficulty. So in order to enter the boat pose, we're going to need to lift our upper body. You can have your palms down or palms up, and the legs will need to be lifted. So how high you lift them is really up to you. You could choose to enter this movement if it's easier from a sitting position as well. So the choice is yours, but I think we'll go for lying down. So lifting up the upper body, you may find that you hold your breath. Try not to hold the breath. We're going to lift the right leg up, and then if you can join both feet together, bring the left to meet it. And we're going to hold here for 5, 4, try to breathe, 3, 2, 1. And then bring your legs down to relax. And then your arms too in your upper body. So if you're finding this difficult, you could bring your feet flat on the floor and your knees bent, and you could lift your feet from the floor. So I'll show you the variation now. If the other movement was comfortable for you, then go ahead and repeat the previous version. So we'll repeat that, but with the variation. So lifting the upper body and the arms, you can lift your feet one at a time from the floor if the knees are bent. From here, you may want to access a little bit more difficulty, so you can bring the legs out straight. But if you're here, that's fine. We'll count for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring the feet back down or straight back down. So let's do 3 more of those. So just take a couple of moments to catch our breath. And we'll go again. So wherever you're starting from, I'm going to start with my knees bent. We're going to lift the upper body up so the back is off the floor, lifting 1 foot at a time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax. Let the upper body rest and the lower body. Maybe take 10 seconds here just to recover. And then we've got 2 more to do. All right, let's go. So bringing the upper body off the ground and then straightening out one leg and then the other. If you're here with bent knees, that's fine. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Whew. It's a good one. So just take a few seconds just to catch our breath. Let the body catch up. And we'll do 1 more of these. So let's make this one count. We'll go for 10 seconds on this one. So we're going to lift the upper body and bring in 1 foot out and then the other for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on, we can do this. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then relax. Whew. So hopefully you've been feeling your abdominal muscles working a little bit there. What we're going to do is come back up to sitting when you're ready. So if you want to turn to your side to kind of get up, that should be a fairly comfortable transition to sitting. So hopefully everybody's feeling all right. We're just going to take a moment to kind of come back to the breath and focus on how we're feeling now. So if you want to, you can sit or kneel. You can have your hands on your knees or a hand on your chest and a hand on the stomach. And if you'd like to, you can close your eyes and just bring your attention to your breathing. And again, noticing where is the breath going to? Is it going to the hand over your stomach, or is it moving the hand on your ribcage, on your chest? Do you feel any of the air travelling towards the back of your lungs? You feel the ribs moving, the spine. Maybe notice the air as it passes through your nostrils or mouth and travels down into the lungs. The temperature of the air. And if you find your mind is wandering, racing ahead to the rest of your day, just bring it back to the breath. And we have 2 more breaths here. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back into them. I hope you've enjoyed this gentle movement session. If you'd like to join us for more sessions, either live or recorded sessions, then you can go to move-well.co.uk to find out more. I look forward to seeing you again soon.